Hello, this is the How-To Guru, and today we're going to talk about how to build this simple DIY planter box. First of all, as with any project involving power tools, please make sure to follow all safety precautions, wear safety glasses, and safety equipment to prevent injuries. So you'll need several things. One, your necessary supplies. First of all, you'll need 3 6-foot cedar fence boards. Those are just regular cedar fence boards available at your regular big box hardware store. Second of all, you'll need some outdoor wood glue. You'll also need at least 12 1 1/4 inch wood screws, 6 1-inch wood screws, and a number of 1-inch nails, either regular nails if you're going to use a regular hammer, or you'll need brad nails for your brad nailer. The tools that would be useful would be 1, a tape measure, secondly a square, third a pencil to mark your cuts, a saw. Now you can use a table saw would be ideal, and a chop saw, but if you don't have access to those, you could use a circular saw or a hand saw to accomplish this as well. You'll also need a drill bits, a 1/8 inch and a 3/8 inch drill bits, a rag to wipe away excess glue, and a hammer if you do not use a brad nailer. So you'll notice recommended would be a table saw, a chop saw, and an 18 gauge brad nailer, but you could use a regular hammer, a circular saw, and a regular hammer instead. Okay, now let's get started. Step 1, here's our cut list for this project. First of all, you'll need to take the 5.5 inch wide fence boards, which will be 6 feet long, and you'll need to cut 4 12-inch sections for your sides. Then you'll also need to cut 4 10 3/4 inch pieces for your sides, and then you'll cut 2 10 3/4 by 5 1/4, so you'll cut the width down a little bit for your bottom to leave a gap for water to drain. You also need 4 12 by 2 1/8 inch posts, 4 12 inches by 1 1/2 inch posts, and 2 10 3/4 by 1 1/4 inch cleats to support the bottom of the box. Now you'll want to take special note, in order to get the 2 1/8 inch wide pieces, the 1 1/2 inch pieces, and the 1 1/4 inch pieces, it's necessary to rip the normal 5 1/2 inch board to these appropriate widths. You can do this really effectively with a table saw, but if you do not have a table saw, you can accomplish the same thing with a circular saw and an edge guide. Just be really careful. It is also important to make sure that your fence boards are uniform width. Sometimes you'll get these from the store, and some will be 5 1/2, some will be 5 3/4. So you want to make sure those are uniform and trim where necessary. Step 2, go ahead and take your 12-inch by 2 1/8 inch wide boards and mark 3 X's near the edge of the board to mark where you're going to pre-drill for the side posts. Secondly, start with your 3/8 inch bit and drill 3 shallow holes, not going but maybe a quarter of the way through the board, as recess spots for the screws, and then follow with your 1/8 inch bit to finish right in the middle to drill all the way through to pre-drill for the screws in the next following steps. Thirdly, you want to take the 12 by 1 1/2 inch boards cut earlier and apply glue on the edge of one of them as shown in picture A. And then take your 2 1/8 inch wide by 12 inch long piece and sit it on top of the edge as shown in B, and attach the 3 screws and screw those fastened down to make it a tight joint. Then you'll want to wipe away any excess glue as shown as the finished product in C. You want to make sure you do this 4 times, 1 for each side of the box. Step 4. Now that you have completed the 4 side posts, it's time to start assembling the box. So first of all, you'll take in figure A and you'll lay out two of the side posts that you made earlier. Make sure that the wide 2 1/8 inch wide board is on the downside, and make sure that's the same on both sides. Add wood glue to the side of the board as shown in column A, and then in column B you'll see that we took the 12-inch boards and we set them down, lined them up to the top lip, and pushed them tightly together, allowing about a 1-inch gap at the bottom for the legs. And then you'll want to go ahead and use the 18-gauge nailer or your hammer, and I would attach at least 4 nails on each board on each side there, making sure that it's nice and tight against the wood. The nails in combination with the wood glue will hold very nicely. If you want extra strength, you might add a screw or two on these boards as well if you're going to really put heavy stuff in this particular box. So now in the last step, you created 2 of these panels. You'll take those 2 panels as shown in figure A and stand them up on top, and then you'll want to take in figure B and take the shorter 10 3/4 inch boards, lay them flush to the top on the glue that was applied in figure A, and then go ahead and nail those down as we did in the previous step with the finish nailer or the hand nailing. And then do the same, flip the item around and C, repeat that process on the opposite side to complete the outside of the box. You should now be looking at something that looks like figure C. Step 6. Now it's time to go ahead and attach the cleats or the supports that will hold down the bottom of the box. So you want to attach those 2 1 1/4 inch wide, 10 3/4 inch long cleats to the bottom portion of the box where the wood meets as shown in figure A, and attach with 3 1-inch screws. Then you'll want to go ahead and do that on the other side as it shows in picture B, so that both sides have a cleat on them. Then simply lay the 2 bottom boards that were cut in the beginning, the ones that we cut, and go ahead and lay them down in there and attach them with a couple nails to hold them in place. Now you can simply sand your box, fill it with dirt, and plant in it, and you're ready to use this particular box. Do remember that this is very adaptable. You can make this box, as we've shown here, 12 inches by 12 inches by 12 inches, or you could make it bigger, 18 by 18 by 18, and so on. This is a design that can work for almost any size. I do thank you for watching. Just take note, the warning below, as with any woodworking project, make sure you use safety and precaution to avoid injury while operating any power tools. I will not be liable for any damages or injuries caused by your misuse or lack of caution on this product. Please like the video and subscribe for more helpful videos. Thank you.